Hi, this is Cynthia Ortiz, and I'm having to do yet another podcast. It is 9:03, 10:14, 21 Thursday night. These are the Charles Perry Stalker podcasts. So I needed to, you know, we've had two today about my car. Mr. Perry, put gas, he wanted to put something in the gas tank, ruined my car, and was discussing whether or not I had a warranty on it. That is vandalism and it's covered under my car insurance, Mr. Perry. And my car insurance company knows that I've had an unusual number of problems with my car. They have a loss prevention department, they have a fraud department. They investigate stuff like that. They've been notified that you have a problem with vandalizing my car. And it's been duly noted for the record, as I keep saying, that you guys want to starve me out, so I have no choice but to leave the state. It's none of your business where I live. Mr. Perry, I don't like your contact. I asked you to stop repeatedly. You've been repeatedly asked to stop contacting me. I really don't like it. I really don't. You're not somebody I want. You're not somebody I want. You're a job. That's it. This right here, Mr. Perry, you need to pay attention to this, because you're just not getting it, are you? You don't have the power to get me something like that in jail. You're the me in this. These two words, Hope and Fabian, that's Fabian's name, not some random guy's name. I got it right when you had me illegally incarcerated, not some random time in my life. My guys got that to me. They got that to me. They have that kind of power. Right up under your nose. You were not asked permission. Nobody sought your consent. Nobody gave a shit. You don't matter. You're just a butt-in. You're just the wannabe. You're never the one wanted. 10 years. You are a fail. A rejected fail. It's not illegal or immoral to reject a weirdo. Or just somebody you don't connect with. I don't connect with you. I'm on the opposite side of you. There's 40 cops going at you all the time. They got this to me. You can't do that. You could try. You're going to have me false arrested so you can prove you can do something like this? It won't be what I want. They did what I want. You would do what you want. It's not the same. It doesn't have the same meaning, does it? Doesn't have the same meaning at all. Because this meant something to me. This made my heart sing. This is what I want. You would shove something down my throat that I don't want. That's what you do every day. You're an imposition and a burden. You're the butt-in. You're the wannabe, not the one wanted. And your placement here, you being right where you are, butting in, makes those two words intersect exactly where they do, right where they're supposed to. Your interjection creates a situation that's supposed to happen. Now, sad and boo is the fear and sadness you cause. People are tired of feeling that way. Anxious, fearful. When you ask somebody, a friend of mine or a family member of mine, to hurt me, our shrink said that is mental torture. It's mental and emotional abuse, torture. Because these people care about me, and you're giving them a choice. I'll ruin your business, or you hurt her. Now they're afraid of betrayal. They're feeling guilty, and they're scared to death. You're going to ruin their business. I got to do this. I don't want to, but I can't. I got to have my business. I can't lose my business. And okay, so then this thing with my club that I used to work at, this right here, I'm going to tell you something right now. You could be sued right now. You can remedy problems, or we can do it in court. The discussion has been had more than once about suing the shit out of you for torturous interference. Oklahoma City had a strip club that did and won. Torchies sued and won. They sued cops. I'm not saying cops is what's doing this. What I'm saying is you're doing this. So we know that we had a certain amount of revenue coming in for the club and for each girl that worked there. A stripper is an independent contractor. We all are business owners. As soon as we walk in the door, we owe money. We owe a house fee. We owe a DJ. We owe a door guy. We owe tips. So we got to make money for them first, and then we make money for our families. A lot of those girls are single mothers. They've got small children at home. They've got little kids at home. Some of them are married, some of them are not. Most of them are not. They're business owners. They owe money the second they walk in the door. and then they owe money when they get home. They're going to work to make money just like everybody else. You got a guy that goes to work, he clocks in, he expects a paycheck 2 weeks later or a week later. He's not going there for free, nor are they, nor am I. None of us are. You're interfering with income like you do everybody. So we got guys back here running people off. We had a certain amount of income, and then COVID hit, and we all shut down, and then we had the governor do the 11 o'clock thing for a little while. So that hit our income. Google is a large customer base for us, and they shut down, and they haven't reopened. So that hit our income pretty hard. But then you guys were running people off because you only wanted your people in. You wanted to monitor how much money I was getting, and you wanted to monitor who I was talking to, and we all know it. See, we had a guy check all this shit out. And how do you know one of them didn't tell me or our guy what you were doing? You don't know that, do you? My guy has a whole big report on how much money you've stolen. Those girls, we've all discussed suing you. Torturous interference with business. We've all talked about it more than once. We could all, each one of us could sue you. So you could do it in court or out of court. I don't care. I really don't. You run these, you got these guys back here running people off. I've run them off. That's what I'm saying. How do you know one of them didn't tell me a whole lot of shit? Or our guy that we send in? How do you know? They're sitting in the back. There's a parking lot in the front. There's 2 of them. That's where people park that aren't up to no good. These people back here could be waiting for a drug buy. They could be waiting for some little something extra. Back there, they could be waiting for another girl. 15% of girls get stalkers. You're not the only one. So we run those people off. They don't need to be back there. When you are back there, when you got your guys back there, that's a flag right there. What the hell is going on? If they're not in the parking lot where they should be, if they're on the side of the building in front of where he is, if they're not where they should be in a regular parking lot with everybody else, they're up to something. We're going to check into what that might be. And we have. So you're running customers off, and so it declines a little bit with COVID, and then it declines a little bit more when you start running people off, and then it went down even worse. You send your witch in. What'd you guys do? A seance or something over the club? What the fuck did you do? All that matters at the end of the day is not bodies in the room. What matters at the end of the day is what do the dollar signs, how much money did we make? It's revenue. It's revenue. So when we complain there's not enough people in there, and then all of a sudden one night, in comes about 20 people, migrant workers, road construction, work for Dave. Migrant workers with no money, and they're grabby. Oh, those are Dave's people. Those are his employees. That's his people. Then here comes in a county commissioner. He sits in there and asks a lot of questions as to why the club's struggling. It looks full to me. Yeah, okay. He leaves. Everybody else leaves too. You put on a little show for the guy, didn't ya? Yep, okay. So the thing is we don't care about bodies in the room. What we care about is money. At the end of the night, how much money did we make? You're running the money off. We can sue the fuck out of you. We got this guy right here. My guy got some too. He might have got this guy too. He got some guys. That's what I know. He has a whole report on how much money of mine you took. We could all sue you for torturous interference. Just like the club in Oklahoma City. Just like Torchies. You're interfering with business. You like getting into contracts. You interfere with contracts between me and whoever I'm working for, and you interfere with contracts between me and whoever I owe money to. Grand larceny with intent to coerce. Conversion with intent to coerce. My prosecutor says, at the very least, I can charge him with harassing my witness. The act of harassment is grand larceny with intent to coerce, or conversion with intent to coerce, interfering with all your contracts, every single one of them. Invasion of privacy. He's calling your banks. He's calling your, landlord, your car guy. He's calling everybody you do business with. So, there's that. But those people don't need to be back there. There's nothing good coming from them sitting back there. There's a whole parking lot where everybody else parks who doesn't have something weird going on. Yep. Okay. So there's that. Now, as to my family, As to my family, I stayed away from my family. Don't contact me, Mr. Perry. Don't contact me in any form, Mr. Perry. Not in any form. You're going to piss me off. We're not a couple. I don't want to hear from you. I said that. I've said that a lot. So, my family, when you go to my family and ask them to hurt me, or these people that I work with, like asking those girls, get a cigarette from her, whether you smoke or not. Watch what she's doing on her phone. You know, I do online school. I do online college. I do a lot of it at work, in between customers. It's nobody's business what I'm doing on my phone, is it? You sending everybody to check, see what she's doing on her phone. Go in there and look and see what she's doing on her phone. I do a lot of homework on my phone, Mr. Perry. You should know that, you hack. Sit there and watch me. When I'm telling you, Lonnie, what's his name, the professor of criminology, did a study and found that 1% of the country, of the population is a violent offender. Only 1% can't control themselves. It's all about childhood abuse. They got mommy issues that they are not able to keep, like everybody else has. A lot of people have mommy issues. We keep it within our own family. We have class and dignity. We're not all Jerry Springer about it and impose it and bother other people with it. That's what you do. Domestic violence is a violence offense. Stalking, harassment, vandalizing, attempted murder, aggravated assault. Those are violent crimes. You've traumatized me every fucking day. I just learned how to deal with the trauma. I learned how to manage it. I have these guys giving me a pep talk every day too and praying with me. That helps. I don't think I could do it without them. Maybe I could, maybe I couldn't. What I'm telling you is they've helped a lot. They've protected me because I need the protection. You're a violent offender. You're serial, aren't you? Hitler took everything those people worked all their lives to build and ripped families apart and put them in a little concentration camp and fed them once in a while, just long enough to keep them alive. And then they'd have these guys walk through and just shoot them randomly or stick them in a gas chamber. Nobody knew what day they were going to live and what day they were going to die, whether their family was living and dying, didn't they? That's pretty much what you do. I'm going to take everything you worked all your life for. I'm going to rip families apart. And then I'm going to give them what I want to give them. Barely enough to get by. Barely enough to get by. And then I can say I gave. I'm going to take your steak and give you canned food. Your 3 customers that are regular customers that tip you really good, I'm going to run all them off. I'm going to send my guy in to buy you one little lap dance. And ask you where you live and how tall are you. All those weirdo questions. What car do you drive? What's your birthday? Yeehaw. I'm part of the Texas shit-kicking, God-fearing sex pervert club. Right? Is that what you do? Yep, I think it is. I gotta get her cigarette. We gotta plant it on the murder scene. We gotta look at what she's doing on her phone. We gotta see if we can't get her ringtone. Over and over and over and over and over, hillbilly. You caught. When you contact me, when you bother me, I don't like it. No one does. 1% of the population is you. The rest of us can do life without needing one time to buy a cop or a judge. So I stayed away from my family because of COVID. We have older people in my family. We have young babies. I didn't want to get them sick. But then I got vaccinated. I don't go out there. I haven't gone to see my family in a while to save them the headache of you going, did you let something slip? Did you tell her? Who'd you talk to? Because y'all do that and you harass them, and I wanted to save them the headache of it. I love my family. I like being with them. I've stayed away from them to save them that headache. That headache you imposed on them and me. Because you're like all Hitler. Power is in service. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Because God isn't mocked, you reap what you sow. Don't bullshit yourself. God isn't mocked. You plant corn, you reap corn. You plant a cucumber, you reap it. You're shitty to people. Make sure you can take what you dish out. There's nothing wrong with rejecting a weirdo. You act like you're the victim. You're all drama queen. You act all drama queen. Poor me. I'm going to tell you again. There's been complaints from people in Lubbock. I'm sick and tired of Charles Perry's woe is me, somebody done me wrong song bullshit. Because everyone knows he's the aggressor. He's the instigator. He's causing the problems, not her. He will not leave her the fuck alone. We're all tired of hearing about it. Him and his drama. I left 8 years ago. Take your skirt off, wipe the lipstick off your face, put the doll down, and go be a man. Can ya? You're so girled up. Do you remember how to act like a dude? And let me tell you who knows how to act like a dude. Fabian. I'm pretty sure he's the only one who has not allowed himself to be used to hurt me. He doesn't come around asking weird questions. He doesn't come around going, oh, let's go here so they can put something in your gas tank. Let's go do that. Let's go do this. Find a way to take your money. Right? He's the only one that hadn't done that to me. Those words intersect right where they're supposed to. Remember, he said what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. He said that. He said that. Where you are is a temporary butt-in. And you're right where you're supposed to be to make it at the end of that. At the end of that, those two words intersect right where they're supposed to. And the word me, you're butting in, didn't stop anything, did it? You don't control that. It's not your business. You're butting in. You're the butt in. You're the butt in Bertha. Not the one guy. Your name's not on that puzzle. His is. And it's not just some random name. It's not Jason or George or Paul or Sam or, Pete. It's Fabian's name right there. Intersecting with the word hope. You devastate. You cause fear and sadness. And then he brings hope. He did and Daryl did. And he's the one person that hadn't been used to coax me into something or lure me into something or tell her to do this or tell her to do that. See if we can't subjugate her. Right? You're something. I mean, you're caught. When you contact me, when you cause drama and problems, when you make trouble, when you impose, when you fuck with my family, when you fuck with the people I work with, you got 40 cops pissed off at you. And then we start getting recording after recording after recording after recording. That's never ever happened to you before, has it? And then Robertson says, she's just delaying the inevitable. Well, but you're the one that keeps getting caught. So what inevitable are we talking about here? What exactly is the inevitable? Because you're the one getting recorded all the time. I think you might want to rethink what the inevitable means, right? Nobody asked you to come here, Charles. You're the aggressor. Everybody knows that. Everybody's sick of your whining. Somebody done me wrong. She don't like me. You're an asshole. I don't like you. You're proving our shrink right, who said you have antisocial disorder. Refusal. Absolute refusal to respect the rights and wishes of other people. But you want your civil rights. Well, oh my God. He types that in my phone. My civil rights are being violated. Are they? I don't think they are, but even if they were, you don't like civil rights. So what are you worried about? You don't like the rights and wishes of other people. You don't like civil rights. You violate mine every day. I have the right to my privacy in my house. You violate me. You violate me bad. You make me feel raped. I don't want you here. I want you to get out. You steal my money. If something is a crime, that means a bunch of people got together and made it a crime. They passed a law making it criminal activity because it's deviant and offensive, and nobody likes it when you do that. Steal money, vandalize a car, try to take a car based on a fraud, lie in court, bear false witness, lie, steal, murder, right? And adultery. You do have a wife. You betray your wife. Trying to fuck with me all the time. That guy that said he inserts himself into her life. But she won't have anything to do with him. He's living in a pretend life up in Tulsa, and he's in Tulsa more than he's in Lubbock. Does your wife know you think you have two wives? Because you don't. I didn't sign shit. You signed my name for me. Because you knew I wouldn't agree to that. There's never been a ceremony because I don't want one. I won't have anything to do with you. You're a stalker, and that's it. Stalking is the crime, not rejecting you. You're a rejected fail because normal people just move on. And you can't. You're stuck in weirdo land. So to that guy, the response was, if that's all you have to do to be married, I'm married to Jennifer Aniston. Hell, I watch her on TV all the time. I can just walk around telling everybody that's my wife. If that's all you have to do. You're weirdo. Marriage fraud is a crime. You just one crime after another, after another, after another with you. And you walk around acting like you're the victim. People are like, oh my God, I can't even listen to this bitch. I don't want to hear it one more time. That guy calls me and he goes, whines and cries about, woe is me, and somebody done me wrong, and woe is me. And I don't want to hear it anymore. Everybody knows that's not what's going on here. What's going on here is she said, I don't want a relationship with you. That's fine. I've had people say that to me. I moved on. He's the aggressor here. He's the instigator. He's making the problems. He's the one making the problems, not her. She left. That should have been the end of it. He won't fuck off. She rejected him, and he's the victim. We're all tired of hearing that because we know that's not true. Lubbock. A guy in Lubbock said that. Was it Blankenship that told you you're taking time away from my business and my family over an imaginary love life and you don't have a cover-up? There's not a date, Charles. There's not text. She's not trying to get with you. She's trying to get away from you. You don't have a love life. And you don't have a cover-up. And you're taking time away from my business and my family. And I'm sick of it. You got a delusion problem. You're wasting everybody's time with it. You got mommy issues. Keep it in your own family. Have some class and dignity. And deal with it with your own family. Don't go Jerry Springer with it like you have. And it can slime that shit all over everybody else's family. Everybody's tired of it, Charles. Everyone's sick of you. One problem after another after another. You're the source of anxiety. You're committing the crime. You're the aggressor. You're the instigator. You're committing the fraud. You're committing the perjury. You're committing the unwanted contact. You're not the victim. You're not the victim. As far as my club goes, you know, what I suggest you do, and this is not extortion, is I'm telling you, you could be sued. This is foreseeability for torturous interference because you are interfering with all my contracts, and every girl that works there can sue the fuck out of you for running business off. Torturous interference with business. It's been done twice in Oklahoma, and the establishments both won. Both times. The strip club in Oklahoma City and Torchy's. Both won. You don't have the right to run off business. You don't have the right to do that. Run off 3 guys that give me steaks and send your one guy in with his little can of peas. And the rest of the girls get a few can of peas. They'll get a few peas here and there too. We're mad at them. We think they're leaking. Because you have them coming over to see what I do on my phone. Get my cigarettes. So you can plant out a murder scene. Is that what you're trying to do? Duly noted for the record, you're caught. You're caught. These guys here don't need to be in the back. They don't need to be back there. I've called the cops on them before. And then I've run them off myself. So you don't know what they told me, do you? Stop contacting me, Charles. You're not listening. When you get caught and told on, that's because you pissed me off and 40 cops off. I don't want to hear from you. Nobody asked you what you think. Nobody asked you. You just never shut up, do you? You never shut up. You want to have a talk. Dude, you never shut up. What else is there to talk about? We all know what you want. We all know how you feel. You want to cover up and a lie. I'm not doing it. You want to starve me into it. You want to coerce me into it. You want to force me into it. You want to rape me every day. I said no to all of that. No means no. You're proving our shrink right. You have antisocial disorder. You're psycho. You don't even try to prove her wrong. You're psycho. You got your little dolly and your little skirt on and your little lipstick, and you don't remember how to be a man anymore because you're so girled up for so long, and you're all drama queen. Poor me. I don't like that. I don't like you. You're not my kind. You're not my kind. Nobody's fucked up your crime like we have they? You don't get a date, you get told on. You don't get a date, you get told on. You don't get a date, you get caught. You're not wanted. That's not a crime. Rejecting an unwanted romantic advance is not a crime. In fact, if you do it in a bar, they'll kick you out if you will not stop. You walk up to a woman in a bar, you start hitting on her, and she asks you to stop, and you don't, the bouncer will throw your ass out. Stalking is a felony in Oklahoma. For you, it's federal. Vandalism is a crime. Attempted murder is a crime. Aggravated assault is a crime. Voyeurism, hacking, all crimes. You're the criminal. You stop. Because you're being stopped by police that are helping me, that tell me what you just said. You're the aggressor. You came up here where I am. I came to get away from you. And you picked a fight with me. And you picked a fight with a bunch of cops. You pissed me off, you pissed them off. And then they go at you harder. And then next thing you know, we're going, oh, does she have a car warranty? We're quoting you. And you can't control that, can you? You don't know how that works. How they get the information from you to me, do you? Well, you know how they get it to me. You don't know how they get it from you. You don't get to know that. It's a need to know, because you have a bad habit of killing people. So since you've harassed the people I work with and interfered with their income and sent your witch in, which made it drop even lower, we're all pissed at you. You might get sued by everybody that works there. I'd expect it. Expect to be hauled into a court of law when you break the law in the state where those laws were designed to protect the people that live in that state. And you don't live here, and you're coming up here going crime after crime after crime after crime. You're not the victim. You are not the victim, dumbass. You're the one getting recorded. You're the one getting caught. You're the one committing the crime. If you want my guys off you, then get the fuck off me. You cause one problem for me, I promise you they'll cause 20 for you, because you're the criminal. Don't call people and do a somebody done me wrong song. She didn't like me. She's telling on me. I do a crime and she tells. I don't know what to do. She took my mask off. I'm a fraud, and she told everybody, and I don't like it. Jesus. Boo fucking who? We're hearing complaints about it, and a lot of them. You're a big fat turnoff, aren't you? Just for everybody. Just poor little Charles got his feelings hurt because he can't get a date. 10 years into this, $25 million didn't cover up shit. Poor you. What about the Millers and the Neelys? What about my family? What about the losses we've suffered? Antisocial disorder, because you don't give a shit, do you? You don't give a shit. Your sex drive is more important even than your cover-up. Because when you contact me, when you cause a problem, when you cause drama, when you butt in, when you bother, when you sit around figuring out, I'm going to trick her into this, and I'm going to fuck with her car that way, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to cause this loss and that loss, and call her this guy that she's working for and tell him to fire her, and call this one and tell him don't hire her, and call the grocery and tell him don't sell her groceries online. Blah, on and on and on and on. It's every day. It's something. When you do that, you get caught. You don't get a date. It's 10 years into this. $25 million plus. What did it cover up? Where's the cover up? You don't have a date. I don't like you. You're rejected. Move on. You're 1% of the population who can't be normal. You don't have any control. When you contact me, it pisses me off. Put your fucking doll down, wipe the fucking lipstick off your face, take your fucking skirt off, and go fucking be a man. Be interesting so somebody would be interested in you. When you sit around and watch people in their house, what are you going to talk about? What they did all day? They already know what they did all day. Don't tell anybody we're in a romance. You're rejected. There's no romance. You're rejected. You're rejected, Mr. Perry. There's not a romance. I don't like you. Get over it and move on. Act like a dude. Can you? You're so girled up. I don't think you can. I think you're just going to be drama queen, drama queen, drama queen, drama queen. Poor me, poor me. I'm a victim because she didn't want to date with me. I've had guys tell me they didn't want to date with me. What the fuck ever. Next. You're pathetic. You're pathetic. Listen, everybody's sick and tired of it. That's why you keep getting told on and caught. We're all tired of it. Everyone's sick and tired of you. Go the fuck away.